Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Flynn and I am the owner and maker of Flynn Sisters Boutique. And today I'm going to be doing more of like an inspiration type video. Fall is just around the corner, and so I kind of wanted to crack into those colors and designs. This color combination is absolute fire to me. I have been talking about this color combination for so long, and I'm so excited to have finally gotten it on a cup. You know, I'm going to have all these glitters and all these products listed and linked down below in the description box for you guys. You might even find some discount codes for you there as well. So that's enough chit chat for me. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys, here we go. We're gonna start by prepping our cup. I'm using a 20-ounce skinny straight from Craft Haven today, but I wanna show you my prep process using some old footage. Obviously, I'm using a different cup in this footage, but whatever. So I'm just using that Bona Me, powder detergent stuff, and I've got a maroon scouring pad at my sink here. I'm gonna scour all over the cup really well, get everything evenly, concentrating on the top and bottom rim since those are the most vulnerable points on my tumbler. Once we get this all cleaned up, I'm going to rinse it clean and then dry it off with some paper towels. And now we're ready to spray paint our base colors. The base colors that I'm using today are Rustoleum Metallic Gold and Rustoleum 2x Ultra Matte Deep Teal. Deep Teal is definitely one of my favorite spray paint colors. It is so beautiful. As soon as this dries, which took about 20 minutes, I'm going to apply a very thin coat of epoxy, which will act as the adhesive for our glitter. If you're having a hard time spreading the epoxy onto your tumbler, just get your tumbler a little bit warm using like a heat gun or a space heater. And that's going to help that stuff glide on like butter, which is what we really want to achieve, like, the absolute thinnest layer of epoxy here, okay? So I'm just warming up my cup really quick, and I'm going to get thin and even coverage with my epoxy all over the cup. And now I'm ready to apply my glitter. I've got a large sheet of parchment paper below to help catch everything. And we're gonna start out with vintage for the first glitter. I'm gonna be using 4 different glitter colors today, and I'm going to show you how I like to layer these different colors and sizes and textures to create a lot of depth and just like sass to your ombre. Okay, so I'm going to start with a really light dusting of this vintage. I don't want vintage to be the main star of the show here. I just want it to be kind of more of an accent color. So I'm going to do a really light dusting with my cup angled all the way down. This is going to be more than a 45-degree angle, and I'm aiming at the very top rim of my cup. I understand that I had a really awful camera angle for that and you couldn't really see what I was doing, but the results should look something like this. Then I'm going to move on to Mariner. Mariner is like an iridescent kind of chunky teal situation. It doesn't have any metallic pieces in it, and that's what I wanted. I wanted kind of more of a iridescent, translucent, chunky that would take on some of the color of that teal base and the gold to provide a pretty transition between the teal, emerald green, and the gold copper kind of colors. So again, light dusting of that with a steep angle. And you'll see I'm doing just very light dustings of these colors here. What we're doing right now is laying the rough draft for our ombre. So I don't want to fully commit to coverage quite yet, because I still kind of want to lay out where I want everything. Next, I'm going in with Foster, getting full coverage up at the top rim, because Foster is definitely one of the main characters of our ombre today. After I get good coverage around that top rim, I'm going to do a 45-degree angle and just very lightly dusting while trying to aim at that top rim, okay? So we're angling and we're lightly sprinkling. but also getting full coverage at the very 1-inch top rim. I hope that all makes sense, okay? But you can see here that I still have very, very light coverage. I haven't even really let a lot of that copper glitter go far down into my cup yet. And now I'm going to move in with Emerald City. Emerald City is definitely the main character of this cup. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I wanted to have kind of a off-centered ombre. I didn't want like a full half and half. I wanted just a very like gentle cascading of that copper glitter coming into the green, and I wanted that green to be, you know, the main color here. So I'm going to get full coverage around my bottom, around the bottom of my cup and my bottom rim, and then I'm going to angle at a 45-degree angle and start to establish some of that gradient there at like the line of demarcation, if that's the right term. I don't know if that is or not. Okay, and then once I've kind of got a good idea of where that fade is going to start and stop, I can start really letting it rip to blend my colors. So here I just did like a full coat of Foster, and then I went back in with Emerald City to fully blend. And this is what we ended up with. Let this dry for about 2 to 3 hours. Then I aggressively tapped off the excess and I spray sealed it with Rustoleum clear gloss spray paint. That spray paint took about 30 minutes to dry, and then I was ready to move into my first coat of epoxy. And then I actually forgot to film the part where I applied epoxy over the glitter and then did the second coat, the sanding, and the decal. I wasn't sure if I was going to make a tutorial on this look or not, but a lot of people asked me about it and it was huge on TikTok, so I figured we need to make a video on it. So I'm sorry if it seems a little bit incomplete.
All right, so here we are about to put the final coat on these. This is another cup that I've been working on that has a similar style ombre. We did the white up top, and I used silver as my transition color, and then the bottom color is black. I will have these colors listed below if you'd like to regrade this one as well. And what we've done here is after we did the glitter, I did 2 coats of epoxy until smooth. So, you know, first coat was 30 milliliters of epoxy, then we let that dry for 4 to 6 hours. Then I went right over that with a second coat, and I let that dry for about 8 to 12 hours. And then I did some light sanding and applied my decal here. I also sanded my top rim and applied a third coat. Now it's still not quite perfect, so I did another light sanding, and I'm now going to apply what will hopefully be my 4th and final coat. Same thing with this, okay? So I've got 30 milliliters of epoxy here mixed for both. That should be plenty. This epoxy, this is just a Lumelite's Amazing Clear Cast, and it's been sitting for about 5 minutes to help off-gas any bubbles. Should be nice and warm by the time you go to apply it. And not too hot either. Okay, we're just going to apply a pretty conservative coat all the way around our cup, making sure we don't have any mist spots. If I feel any too much drag in my finger, I'll just add a little bit more epoxy. You don't want to have any drag because that'll usually result in like fish eyes or like weird ridges. Make sure we get all the way around that top, okay? And I just smooth back out. Your epoxy is self-leveling to a point, but it does need to be applied smoothly with this type of application. All right, and then same thing for the other one. Should probably turn that on. And then once we're done here, we're going to put it in our torch. And then I'm going to let these roll for about 6 hours. Then I'll come back and turn my turners off and let them sit for about 12 hours before I mess with them anymore.
All right, and so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Let me know what you thought in the comments. And if you liked our video, please be sure to give us a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I upload videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. And a big thank you to all of our Flynn Sisters exclusive members. Thank you for your pledge. Your support means the world to our channel. If you love this video, you could check out our last video here. Also be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course subscribe for all our new videos that come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.